Hey guys, M12 Warthog here, your strategist for Strategy Guide, and today we are continuing our medieval war in the medieval Europe map for Age of Conquest 4. Only one voted in favor of this. And that's my ally. So I was hoping that other people would agree to this. Okay. What's their opinion of me? Okay, so they have a high opinion of me. Quest and Alliance. And that diddly squat. I'm not gonna even attack them. Although they could attack me first turn and see this as an opportunity to get territory. And I have been sending them money for troops, so I just wanna be double sure that they're not gonna get anything. This territory here only has 55. You kidding me? I didn't notice that earlier. Probably would change that. Okay. I definitely need to arm this because of how close they are together. Okay. So no one wanted to be at war with me, and I pretty much, even though that at first I didn't want this. At first I didn't want them to go to war. I guess they sort of had to because maybe they were low on happiness. But what I was really hoping for is for getting other nations that I'm not in alliance with to go to war with. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead is declare war here. Now what I'm going to do is a multi-coast raid, which is where you make an army of gargantuan numbers. 1,200 is just enough. And you send 300 troops to 4 different territories, and it works well. If you want to do more, then get more troops for more territories. But this is usually about the minimum I do. If I'm only taking out one territory and planning to expand from there, that's fine. If they have most of their territories are on a coast, then I'm going to attack their coastline. So forth. Okay. Okay. Now they don't want an alliance with me. I want them to be in an alliance with me. We were in an alliance for so long, and then they had to agree to the thing. Okay. Totally not cool. Okay. I'm really hoping that the Kingdom of Siberia really accepts our, request of, peace and all that stuff. Okay. Now I have to rearm all of these borders here, because I just got a whole bunch of it. When you take out a nation, you gotta have extra money on hand so that you can protect your newly found borders. If you raid multiple coastlines at once, like I did, you don't really have to worry about that, as you already have already locked down 4 territories. So they agreed to peace, but ignored my request for being in an alliance. Well, that sucks. Okay. I just realized that I got a lot of... I got some of the territory that me and my, guy that we're not fighting now. I was referring to him as an ally, but we're not an alliance anymore. As, we get to, opinion of me. He has the highest opinion of me. And we got most of Gaelic Ireland's territories in, like, France and in Central Europe. He had a lot of territories here, but he lost it due to war, and then pretty much people who were not at war with him pretty much got those territories because they took it from someone else. Drastically improved, yes. Okay, sweet. Okay. So what do I want to do now? Well, the next best option is to declare war on this nation. I can easily take this one over and not have to worry about this border being here. But what I could also do is bum rush, like everything, just an immediate surprise attack right on this territory here, and hope that we get their leader. But in order for this to work, I'm going to send all of my troops here. I'm going to send this. And then what I'm going to do is attack here instead. Now, this territory cannot be attacked by this territory, but it can be from this one. So that's why I'm attacking this one. And this one's left open if I go for their leader. So I'm just going to drag this down here. And then we'll easily go right from there. And then I'm just going to have to rearm the borders, but the land borders are going to be more easily attacked because you don't have to spend money on it. Okay! So, I've just very quickly narrowed the competition down to 3 people. Myself, someone who's been an ally of mine for a long time until recently decided to just be at peace due to a challenge I issued. And then we have Gaelic Ireland, which we've pretty much just been on neutral terms with. But unfortunately, I think you cannot currently start a new ballot, not enough time has passed. But I think it will be soon time to prepare another ballot for recognition. And if I don't get recognition, that means one of these two or both of these nations have declared war on me. So really, it's really up to them. The only downside to being the Kingdom of Siberia is that if they say no, I have 1,000 troops like right outside their capital, which I just realized. So I'm not really too happy about any of that. And this little crown thingy means that we can consider or we can ignore, but then go to this tab here and select one later. But right now, there's a small amount of territories, so I just want to do this. Because recognition affects only you and the people voting, but more directly you. Because, great challenge, anyone who says no, they don't partake in an all-out war against everyone who voted in favor of it. They just don't go to... Their diplomatic statuses with everyone else does not change, but they lose 25% happiness for their cowardly actions. Now in this place, it's either they go to war with me, or say that I'm the greatest leader ever. They're not fighting anyone else, so they're more inclined... I'm not at risk of saying... being attacked by multiple people, because this isn't the great challenge. It's either we go to war with him, or we say that he's a great person. It's one of the two. There's really the downside of the recognition ballot isn't as bad as it would be for the great, in my opinion, in this situation, for the great challenge. Because they're like, oh, we're only going to war with him, not with everyone else who said no or voted in favor of it. Yes. Okay, so I really want to wait for the ballad and see what happens. Speaking of which... details. This means Gaelic Ireland is now enemies, and my people that I'm have a truce with are also against them as well. Okay, I'm gonna put 500 naval units here. I'm gonna attack them directly in Italy. And then what I'm gonna do now is get as many units as I can onto the water. These towns aren't that big, so getting a lot is not going to do much. Although, what I could do is do this instead. Because I can get a lot of units here. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now... is build a giant navy, and we're going to raid Gaelic Ireland because they declared war on me. It's more of like a friendlier way of saying either I win or we go to war. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Okay. Now I gotta put 100 here. 100 there. 100 here. Okay. So, we're ending our turn. We're rallying up all of our naval forces. I'm gonna put 400 there. I'm gonna put 400 there. I'm gonna do 400 here. And this one can't reach any other enemy island, so what I'm gonna do is put an extra 400 there, because I know they have 282 troops, so that's about 300 to make up for the casualties, so that they'll still have enough troops to hold down that area. Now I'm gonna sneak attack them with the naval force. By sneak attack, I mean the naval force was waiting here, so far away they wouldn't be able to see it coming when I attack them. Okay. So, this naval force here couldn't actually attack that territory, because it was taken over by the Kingdom of Siberia. Okay, so now what I want to do is I took out the rest of that nation. Now here's the downside. Kingdom of Siberia, we've been friends for so long until that great challenge, and then they said they wanted to get involved. I was hoping other nations would, but it didn't quite work out as intended. The downside, they either have to, by the next ballot, I could either have them say vote in favor and give me recognition and win, or what I could do that would be much better is to declare war on them and destroy them. Now, I'm already in the situation to where I can start arming my borders, and then I can cancel all diplomatic relations with them. And I think that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is add more troops here. Definitely gonna do that, and I'm gonna send out 100 that way. So at this point, I'm sorry I have to do this. But I'm gonna lose happiness. We've been good friends with them for a while now. So, when I do the next ballot of recognition, that's sort of like giving them the option to, do you want to surrender? And we can coexist? Or I can easily annihilate them. I don't want to wait to be able to cast another ballot. So unfortunately, this was bound to happen because this is domination. I'm gonna finish them off here. I'm gonna attack as many territories as I can unless I fail, just in case I fail to get their capital. I mean, not their capital, but their leader, which apparently is still in their capital, the territory that started out in. So what I'm gonna do now is move there. They have about the same. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Now at this point, I'm launching attacks on all different sides. If you can attack them, then do it from every single territory possible. Don't give them a chance to fight back. Okay. So now at this point, I think I've done enough death and devastation that they will probably get destroyed pretty badly here. Okay. So I'm gonna have everything go that way. I'm gonna have this one attack here. I'm gonna move this here. And I believe that is it. And I got a victory. Rip headphone users. Anyway, guys, this is how you get a strategic victory in the game Age of Conquest 4 in the medieval Europe map doing the medieval scenario. Now, for me, I prefer to use the version where they're not fully expanded, so you get to sort of choose what territories you want early on, and it adds another layer of strategy to it because some are worth more than others depending upon the location, how many borders you would have if you had this in relation to other nations around you. And to quickly recap, that even though that I started here, Byzantine Empire right here, did not have the biggest room to expand, but the reason I chose this, and I thought hard about it when I first played this scenario before I recorded, is that this territory is near nations, but it still has room to expand early on and get quite a few territories. 6 at most. And I told myself, having that early on within the first few turns is pretty good. I can then use the power that I have from gaining all those territories to attack other nations and take all of their territories if I take out their leader directly. Now, I like to note that that's the main strategy I did early on. You're going to have to change that strategy and go somewhere down here where you have more time to expand before you hit other nations if you are not doing domination. Because if you do not have domination, you do not get all of their territories from capturing their leader. Although, if you're not doing domination, then you don't need to get all the territories in order to win. There's some other victory requirement to do so, which could probably be done before you get all territories. So if you just follow the framework of this strategy, it should work out for you. I also like to remind you guys that not all strategies that I show on here I'm saying is the best. All strategies have their own strengths and weaknesses. This one has several weaknesses, and I quickly told you guys that you gotta be careful if you do this, that you could get attacked from here and all that stuff. You gotta be careful of that, and so forth. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you did, take the time to leave any comments, questions, feedback for me, comment section down below. Highly appreciated, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.